Melissa's Monsters. Bedtime. Time to sleep. Closing her eyes, cool air prickling her skin, Melissa pulled her blankets up to her chin. She wanted a good sleep to start her next day, but her mind began wandering and had started to stray. A small thought crept into Melissa's young head, remembering a story some friends had once said about monsters that like to hide under the bed. At the time, she pretended that she never cared, but her mind starts to fret about this tale that they shared, and just thinking about it has made herself scared. "I'm so tired," said Melissa. "This was a mistake. Thinking of monsters will keep me awake." Whether true or not, Melissa was unclear. But if there was a monster, how would it appear? With each passing minute, her mind filled with more dread. What kind of monster fits under the bed? A flat one, with eyes on the top of its head, matted orange fur and teeth gleaming blood red. A monster like that would most certainly shed, and who knows what things it would like to be fed. Her mind kept on wandering, then wandering more. These thoughts of the monster were hard to ignore. The moon shining in bathed her room in full glow. Shadows of Melissa's monsters started to grow. One monster for sure, so could there be more? Is there one in the closet behind the closed door? Maybe one in her dresser, scrunched inside a drawer? The closet, the dresser, the bed on the floor, one under the desk, she's now up to 4. For all that she knew, there were monsters galore. So many monsters hiding and ready to creep, keeping Melissa awake and away from her sleep. Sneaky and creepy monsters wanting to scare. Spooky and eerie monsters peek everywhere. A tall monster smelled fishy with green scaly skin. Another had horns and dribble on its small chin. A hairy blue monster with a red one its twin. A fat monster was there, and one that was thin. One wore a grimace, and one wore a grin. So many monsters it made her head spin. "I need to sleep," thought Melissa. "I need my rest. This monster under my bed is just being a pest." There must be something that Melissa could do. If she can get him to leave, maybe the others would too. This monster's the worst and it just won't quit. Then Melissa thought of something where she just might outwit. If it wants to scare me, then I'm going to scare it. She kicked off her blankets and got on top of the spread and quietly crawled to the edge of her bed. Holding onto the sides, she lowered her head. With built-up courage and through gritted teeth, Melissa was ready to look underneath. She was all set to give that beast a huge scare. But to her surprise, she saw nothing there. "No monster under my bed," marveled Melissa. "No signs and no traces. No monster is there. Let's check other spaces." She hopped out of bed to look in more places. She looked in her closet, even under the mound, opened her drawers, checked the desk all around, but nothing was there. No monster was found. "A monster under my bed is not very pleasing, but now it would seem that my friends were just teasing." Suddenly then Melissa had a realization. The monsters were all in her imagination. "I guess that is why there was nothing to find," Melissa said thoughtfully as she began to unwind. "All the monsters I saw were just in my mind." Then a bell went off in her head with a ding. A thought so wonderful, she wanted to sing. If I can think of scary monsters, I can think of anything. Instead of those monsters that crawl and creep, I'll think of a monster that will help me sleep. Closing her eyes, cool air prickling her skin, Melissa again pulled her blankets up under her chin. No more monsters looking rough and scruffy. Melissa now imagined one being soft and puffy. It had green fur, yellow stripes, and a tail that was fluffy. It wore a blue cape and a sparkly hood, and a friendly smile, like she knew that it would, because this time her monster was super good. Melissa's new monster gave her room a quick scan, then spotted something useful and thought of a plan. Beside Melissa's bed was a white ocean shell. He would use it to create a good magic spell. Clutching his cape, he spread it and kneeled, and commanded the shell to make an invisible shield, to keep Melissa safe under a magic force field. The monster then waited and didn't make a peep, as he listened till her breathing was soft and deep. Then he knew that Melissa was soundly asleep. Melissa's monster knew it was now time to go. He quietly stood up with his cape all aglow. He said his goodbyes, and to make no mistake, used a soft voice so Melissa would not wake. Said the friendly monster, "It's been a delight. You can sleep safely now, and I must take flight. But don't worry, Melissa, I'll come back any night." Then with a swish of his cape that sparkled so bright, the monster disappeared in a flash of blue light, and Melissa sleepily whispered back, "Good night."